So today's Saturday, we're doing some welding practice just to get ready for the real thing tomorrow. The main thing with figuring out aluminum is really just like the rhythm and the settings. I've mostly done stainless, and soon we will start doing more videos on the exhaust stuff that we do, but the rhythm of welding aluminum, I've noticed, has been really different from stainless. It's been tough. It's been tough for me to figure out. We've definitely come a long way from the first couple of times that I've welded aluminum. I could barely make aluminum stick together. But as with anything that I've learned, especially with welding, it's really just hood time that gets it down. There is nothing better than practice and muscle memory and doing it over and over again until I figure it out. So that's what we're doing. Just doing everything we can to practice and asking the right questions to the right people to get all the advice that we possibly can. We ended up getting some pretty okay looking welds. They definitely are not where I want to be, but as of right now, it's good enough for this prototype. The intake then was finished and I cut the polycarbonate out. It was looking great. I was super happy with the way this thing looked.
So we're installing the intake right now. We're having some issues just from learning. This is the first one we've ever done of these. So up in here, you can notice that it's kind of starting to pull itself away from each other. Yeah, I guess it must have been bent while we were transporting it here, or maybe something over here is just causing it to be pulling apart. Before that, honestly, it didn't have any issues. I'm a little confused, just a tad bit confused why it's doing that. But I mean, it still technically fits, and my polycarbonate cutting skills need work. I cut it by hand, so it's not completely straight. So it could also just be that the polycarbonate itself is causing it to not line up. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. We're starting off. My bead roll looks like crap. Please don't look. So it'll go in there like that. Get in there. So right now we're doing the pipe layout. We have to bring it over here, come over, and then go down in there. So we're gonna have to do some welds. But other than that, we are in the home stretch for the first working prototype. That was dog water. So it's installed. There are definitely some changes that we're going to have to make to improve on it and also just make the general install a little bit easier. We fought like hell to get this thing on there. It's hot also, so that didn't help. I was about to crash out, but we didn't. We made it. The things that we're going to change, we're going to have to adjust this wall. I think I'm going to completely remove it. Just so that we have a lot more space to fit that aluminum intake piping in. I put this opening for this aluminum intake piping at 3.050, so 50 thousandths over 3 inches, and our intake piping is 3 inches exactly. Well, probably a little bit, give or take, just because it's from Amazon. But we're going to need a little bit more room. Obviously, also, my welds need a little bit more work, so this would not represent the end product that we would eventually be selling. But these creases up in here, none of that's lining up. The pipe itself is twisting it. The actual direct injection over here, the direct injection is fitting okay, but it's a little too tight. It was really hard to get that direct injection on there. This little port right here for the PCV, great, fit great first time. We also want to eventually work in a logo here, or maybe even a system where if you have like a social media handle that you have, or like a logo or anything like that that you would want, you can pay a little bit extra and we'll laser engrave that on here for you. We've thought about putting some LEDs in there as well, but for now it's just clear, and we're going to go through a couple more versions before we get to that point. In the print settings, we're definitely going to have to increase the top layer size. We're going to have to add some more top layers. I noticed that as we tighten these bolts down, it kind of caved that plastic in just a little bit. Not enough to cause any issues, but it's enough just to want to fix it. and we can do that. So another thing, just with the overall finish, I used concentric layer lines on the top level. You can see it doesn't look great around the whole thing, so I think I'm going to switch to rectilinear. But for our first try, this isn't too bad, and we definitely have a lot more room for improvement, and we will make those improvements, but this is kind of just where we're at for now. So other than that, we're pretty much done, and let us know what you guys want to see. If you have any suggestions, for what might make this better, if you have anything in mind, like, any advice is good advice. Even if it may not apply to the current situation, we could take that advice and use it later on. If it's advice for the welding, if it's advice for using silicone couplers, like what silicone couplers to buy, we just buy straight off of Amazon. It's pretty cheap stuff, but it works for now. Especially as I learn how to weld this aluminum, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for us to buy really nice stuff if I don't know how to weld yet. So for now, we're all good to go. We're gonna have some sound videos for you guys to listen to, and thank you for watching.